Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. With your permission, Your Excellency, I would now like to call on the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Interior and National Administration, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, who will also now take over the program. Let's welcome him with a warm clap. Karibu Waziri.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, my colleagues, the CSS who are here, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, Mr. Filippo Grande, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I will take a very short time to give an opportunity to 2 or 3 people to make a few comments before we can officially invite His Excellency the President to lead us towards the official launch of this very important plan. To represent the local community and the host counties, I'd like to invite the 2 governors, starting with the Governor of Turkana, Honorable Jeremiah Lomorkai, to make a few remarks. Please, let's clap for the Governor.
Okay, thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Deputy President, all the dignitaries present. I want Your Excellency to take this opportunity first to thank you because of this very noble Shirika plan activity that we are launching today. Number 2, I think Turkana County hosts over 299,000 refugees. And we are very critical and central when it comes to issues of Shirika plan. I and my colleague, the Governor for Garissa, are very happy because of this initiative. And I want to appreciate the donor community for really being supportive to ensure that this document has properly been generated. And today we are seated here to launch it. We will be very supportive. We will offer the necessary support. Your Excellency, I think the only small impediment is how we are going to implement it down there at our counties or communities. There is an element of dissatisfaction from the ground, the professionals, the key stakeholders. I think when we go ahead to implement the programs, there is need actually for us to continue sensitizing and also capacity building the people so that they understand the document properly. Because the governors and the other leaders are put in a very awkward situation to look like we are bringing a document that has other negative issues inside to them. And that is not basically what this document entails. It has all that, to me, is very important for our communities. But we need to be very critical as we implement the document, the programs, through the necessary structures, majorly the KCDEP and the GSDEP, which to me are the most established institutions on the ground to implement this particular document. I think basically that's what I will say for today, because the program was meant to be very short. Thank you, Your Excellency.
I totally agree with you, Governor. Governor Makofi. I'd like to invite the Governor of Garissa County, Honorable Natif Jama, who is also hosting the highest number of the refugees in our country.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Deputy President, UN High Commissioner, and all protocols observed, I'm equally honored to be part of this very, very important activity today. Your Excellency, as we look forward to the launch and implementation of the Shirika plan, we believe that this is the way to give decent and honorable integration for the refugee communities which have been within us for many years as was rightly stated. However, Your Excellency, as was rightly said by my colleague, Governor Turkana, the ground wants to be clear on how the host community, which has indeed sacrificed for many, many years, how they will be compensated, how they will benefit from this plan. Your Excellency, as an example, in the case of Garissa County, which has held the largest number of refugees in our country for the last 30 plus years. Let me just give very quickly, Your Excellency, two examples. One example, for instance, the road between Garissa to Dadaab, a 100-kilometer stretch, was largely used by WFP for transporting foods to Dadaab. Your Excellency, that Maram Road has not had any meaningful attention in terms of repairing, to the extent that today is impossible. If that has not happened in the last 33 years, Your Excellency, we hope and pray that now it will get us some serious attention under this plan, so that the people at the host community can feel that the plan indeed is a way of mitigating that huge sacrifice. Another quick one, Your Excellency, the serious deforestation that has occurred in our areas, particularly in the Dadaab and Hagarder refugee camps, Your Excellency, courtesy of the refugees cutting our mega forests for firewood. Your Excellency has not got any proper attention in the past 3 years. We hope and pray that as we now look forward to the launch of this and implementation of this plan, we hope that the same will be looked into seriously, so that we can quickly get some alternative fuel for the refugees, so that they do not continue cutting our mega forests. Your Excellency, those are some of the examples in which today our people on the ground are looking forward from, as host communities, to get some compensation for the many and huge sacrifices that have given out to the refugees for the last 30 plus years. I'm, of course, honored once again to be part of this very important initiative, which we welcome. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor, for those very true remarks. I'd like to take this opportunity, Your Excellency. First, before I invite the UN High Commissioner, I'd like to thank the ambassadors who are here and representatives of different governments and the refugee donor group, if they may just stand and for recognition. Thank you very much. I'll not be able to read all their names, but we want to thank them for being here. Thank you very much. I'd like to also recognize the staff in our ministry, especially the Department of Refugee Affairs, led by Mr. Buruku. You may all stand to be recognized, because they are the ones who have done this very good job. Your Excellency, thank you very much. I'd like to also appreciate in a special way the PS, the immediate former PS for Immigration and Citizen Services, Professor Julius Bitok, for the leadership he provided throughout this process. Thank you very much, Prof. And to recognize the new PS in the Department of Immigration and Citizen Services, Dr. Richard Kipsang Belio, who is here. Thank you very much for your presence here. I'd like to recognize also my colleagues. First, let me recognize the IG. Thank you very much. The IG is here because security is a very important component of the well-being of refugees in this country. And also we have in our midst my colleagues in the cabinet, led by, if we may all stand, I just recognize you today. We are unable to speak today. Thank you very much. We have Honorable Aden Duale, the CS Health, who is present here. Thank you very much, and who is also from the host community. We have Honorable Beatrice Askul, who is the Minister for East Africa, and she is also from the host community. Thank you very much for being here. We have our CS Mudhoni Alice Waome, who is also the CS for housing, lands and housing and Public Works. Thank you very much for being here. We have our CS for Environment, CS and Forestry, CS Beatrice Barasa Mlongo. Thank you very much for being here. Not Beatrice, Deborah. I am still in my mind with the Beatrice. And then our able Attorney General, Dorcas Odwar. Thank you very much for being here. It's now my pleasure to invite the UN High Commissioner, Mr. Filippo Grande, who has come all the way from Geneva to be here with us. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Cabinet Secretary, and thank you for being here, Mr. President and Mr. Deputy President, Cabinet Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, Governors, dear ambassadors, colleagues and friends, all protocol observed. It is a real privilege to be with you today to celebrate the launch of the Shirika plan. It is truly a landmark moment for refugees in Kenya and for the communities that host them. Kenya, Mr. President, is showing the world that a story of cooperation, inclusion, and hope is not only possible, but also necessary and of advantage to all. Let me start by paying tribute to the people of Kenya, the authors of that story, and recognize your generosity in hosting refugees and asylum seekers in your communities, in Garissa and Turkana counties, especially as we heard, but also in the rest of the country, many of them for decades. I am well aware that it has not been easy. I know that all of you, Kenyans and refugees alike, have gone through some difficult times. But your hospitality, amidst all challenges, has never failed, even when it would have been easier to shut the door on refugees, like many other countries are doing, or when the world's attention and necessary support were focused elsewhere. Allow me to also add my voice to that of others and thank you personally, very personally, President Ruto, for your leadership and resolve, as well as the entire government of Kenya, including at regional and local level, for believing in the potential of refugees to contribute to Kenyan communities, economically, socially, culturally, and in strengthening peace and understanding. Today is a day to celebrate. The launch of the Shirika plan is an important achievement, a model, surely, for many in Africa and beyond. It is the result of your collective, sustained efforts. But today is not the end of the road. Rather, it is the beginning of a new journey, with much work still ahead of us. And let me assure you that my organization, UNHCR, with the rest of the UN system, will continue to support the government of Kenya as it implements the plan. This plan reflects very commendably the core of the Global Compact on Refugees, which the UN General Assembly adopted in 2018. It promotes the notion of inclusion of refugees, makes it clear that host community need, as we heard very clearly from the governors today, equal support, and spells out that addressing refugee situations requires the engagement of all of society and of all of government to be successful. All of this is at the heart of the Shirika plan, which, by the way, as its very name clearly implies, requires cooperation. Cooperation and support for local government and municipalities in particular. Those on the front lines of this innovative solution, who will require resources to strengthen health systems, clinics and hospitals, to serve refugees and Kenyans alike. Cooperation and support to integrate former refugee schools and bring them fully into the national educational system. Support for financial inclusion, to open new market and investment opportunities or for digital inclusion to spur refugee self-reliance and invigorate local economies. And we heard about the challenges related to the environment as well. In a word, to turn refugee hosting areas into full-fledged settlements and robust economic hubs that will benefit all who live there and that will bring stability. But we must be clear, and you were very clear the first time we spoke about